A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight, this 28th day of April 2024. My name is Wadulo Arnold Wadulo Mohammed on sign language. Without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. In our top story, the Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakoba, has tipped youth to avoid peer groups that can end their lives, and Nabakoba is also concerned about the increasing cases of drug abuse among peers. She was officiating over this year's Youth Day celebrations for Mityana Diocese, and we bring you a special report.
Every April, the Catholic youth in Mityana convene to celebrate Mass together in what is known as the Youth Diocese Day. This year's celebrations have been held at Mityana Diocese Cathedral with the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, gracing it as the chief guest. The celebration liturgical mass has been led by the chairperson of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, Right Reverend Bishop Anthony Zwa. Addressing the youth, the Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba decried the increasing levels of drug abuse among the peers.
We are seeing many youths who are taking drugs, and such drugs are not good. They are crimes that are committed, crimes that are associated with drug abuse, which is not good for our society and for our children. Mr. Nabakoba therefore encourages the youth to embrace development for the better future. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, has been emphasizing the youth. The youth are priority on our agenda as NRM government. There are so many programs, and these programs, when they are designed, they are targeting the youth. We have the Youth Livelihood Program, which is 100% youth. We have the PDM, 30% of the PDM funds are for the youths. We have the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program. Women who are youth, they can also benefit from those funds. And now we have a Myoga, where the youth also have a Omoga, which is called Omoga Gwabavubuka. So if they participate in those programs, they can improve their social well-being, but they can also look after their families well and look after even their siblings well. Uganda ranks high among the top countries with the youngest population in the world, and if not well managed, there is a lot to worry about. Robert Nyanga, UBC News.
Kayunga RDC Moses Dumba Kayunga has opposed to parents' plea for government's assistance in school feeding. Dumba emphasized parental responsibility, stating that while the government provides infrastructure and educational materials, feeding children is the duty of parents. He was at Kangulumira Public School's Patriot Ceremony.
With some leaders attributing poor performance in government schools to adequate feeding. Despite parental support for government intervention in school feeding, Dumba dismissed the proposal, underscoring parental obligation.
Parents not to be frustrated at the last minute, especially at the last candidates' exams and performance and results, not to be frustrated. Let them take it at a point that their children have to have program be fed at school.
He urged parents to monitor their children's whereabouts as they pursue education. Meanwhile, Kayunga Town Council Mayor Robert Chigundu announced plans to pass a bill ensuring compulsory school feeding.
So we as the local leaders, we are putting up bylaws to ensure that at least all our schools in Kayunga district should at least see that children eat at school. Board say that the government should come up and pay lunch for the students. To me, I don't think that is making someone losing all the responsibility.
In line with improving facilities, school head teacher George Wateta revealed government's allocation of over 900 million for a modern administration block, including a computer lab and ICT facilities.
A special day for us because we are passing out our patriots. We've taken 7 days training them and equipping them with different skills, but among them, helping them to know their country, Uganda, and the natural endowment that God gave us as a country, and how best we can utilize those resources to be able to benefit us and better our country.
Kangulumira Public Secondary accommodates approximately 1,500 students, provides holistic education as a government-aided institution.
The State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has identified 3 key areas, including adherence to the Bamugemerere report, as pertinent in solving the land question in Uganda. He was at Caring Heart Victory Community Church in Kagula, Kachiri, Wakiso District, in a Thanksgiving ceremony for being reinstated by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni during the latest reshuffle.
And directed cabinet which set up a subcommittee to ensure that they implement those recommendations. That is one. That must be done. It has taken long, but it has to be done. Next, we must reform the Mairo tenure system, because you cannot have 2 interests on the same piece of land. Because you have a title and then you have a chibanja. You have the rights of a chibanja which are guaranteed by the Constitution. You have also the inviolability of the title. Those 2 must not be. And they are on the Mairo system. So the Mairo system must be amended. That's number 2. Number 3, everybody in Uganda must have a title, and we should have only one tenure system. You can't have some people having customary, others having freehold, others having leasehold. We must have one tenure system with everybody having a title in perpetuity for all Ugandans.
ASES, which stands for Save the Earth from A to Z, an international volunteer group affiliated with the Church of God, has collaborated with Kampala Capital City Authority for a large-scale cleanup endeavor at Kyambogo University. Now, this event saw hundreds of volunteers from ASES alongside representatives from the Nakawa Municipality and KCCA converge upon Kyambogo University campus to tackle environmental degradation head-on.
The volunteers embarked on a mission to rid the university grounds of litter and waste.
Major aim to conduct the ASES activities actually to create awareness and make people know that having a better environment is the way forward for all humanity. Then also one of the reasons why we conduct these activities also is to seek cooperation among our fellows, since cooperation is key for a better and sustainable environment with the UN SDGs goals.
The cleanup campaign, organized by ASES and local authorities, aimed at addressing environmental pollution. A volunteer in ASES, Rubangakane Brian David, emphasized collaborative action in tackling environmental challenges.
ASES has 3 activities, one of which is the Green Ship, and this aims at creating a better environment for all humankind and its preservation. The second activity is the prevention of crime.
The significance of such initiatives is to raise awareness about environmental conservation.
Most people do not cooperate, but even though they don't cooperate, we hope that one at a time, they will actually understand the value of this activity, and as time goes on, they will really know its impact and come to be part of those who promote the cleanness of the environment.
The cleanup campaign at Kyambogo University is collective action in addressing climate change. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Life of a 35-year-old man in Uganda is usually a stage of establishing oneself and starting a family. But for Tommy Diabe, this was not the case, as he suffered a road accident that nearly ended his life in 2015. Now, 9 years on, Diabe is in a wheelchair with both physical and emotional pain, in addition to exorbitant medical expenses, yet without any meaningful source of income. Dokas Kimono reports.
July 31st, 2015 is a day that Tommy Diabe will not forget in his life. On the fateful day, Diabe was knocked down by a speeding Pioneer Easy bus along Nigeria Kira Road in Kira Municipality, Wakiso District.
Nali musajja akola emirimu gyange nga ndi muzimbi yakwatanga.
I am a builder who used to get contracts. On that day, I decided to first take my vehicle for washing before going to work. I took a boda, and that's when I was knocked down by a speeding Pioneer bus. The bus driver tried to dodge another car that was coming. That's how he swerved into us and knocked me.
Kati atoli yajjira ku side zeri walala. Fenna twali tudda side yemu.
The accident did not only leave him with a spine twist which disabled his procreation, but cost him his employment abilities.
When I tried to get up, I realized my body had been shattered. I had severe injuries on this arm, my spine. Later, I could not even pass out urine.
Since then, Diabe has been confined to a wheelchair. Efforts to correct and restore his physical abilities have seen Diabe go as far as India, then Kenya.
Bagenda okuntuza nga wayise omwezi gumu n'ekitundu. Nagenda okulya nga mpuliranga.
After a month, I could not sit, not even in a wheelchair. They could just carry me in bed sheets. They operated me on this arm, but still it was not well done. Doctors at Mulago assured me how they could not handle my case, since it was the first of its kind. From 2015, when I was knocked, up to 2017, there was no progress in terms of treatment. We opted to collect money and successfully went to India. There everything went well. And just after 2 weeks, I had been enrolled on physiotherapy.
Unfortunately, Diabe was in 2021 diagnosed with a severe infection that has had his lower belly slit to create way for urination process.
There and then, I stopped having physiotherapy, now battling an infection on a daily.
Diabe's medical prescription demands that he swallows a handful of medicines, most of them painkillers.
On a daily basis,
I swallow medicines worth 30,000 shillings on a daily basis. Some of these are pregabalin tablets that each cost 2,500 shillings, yet I take 4 every day. And if I do not take the medicines, I will suffer from severe heat, sweat, spasms.
And these are not only expensive, but very scarce, at least here in Uganda.
For example, the sun solution that I need for flushing my bladder is very scarce. To me, that means hell on earth.
Prosi Diabe is the wife and mother of Tommy Diabe's only 2 daughters. Caring for her beloved husband has been and continues to be an uphill task.
By then, mommy and I have an accident.
He got the accident when I was just 25 years, a stage when life is supposed to be sweet. I choose to go to bed very late when I am too tired to harbor any thoughts. His sleeping posture is very scaring.
Prosi says she occasionally takes a break just to beef up on her emotional strength.
On few occasions, I take him to my in-laws, his parents, but still, I don't take long. I am the only one that can handle this condition. I have mastered how he sleeps, whereby I have to place pillows around him lest he develops bed sores.
For almost 4 years.
To her, justice for her beloved husband is the prayer request number 1. We wanted to know how Diabe is able to fend for his family amidst all this.
I am a builder, so my former clients call me once in a while for contracts. But it is not easy. I risk a lot just to get what to feed my family, school fees for my children, and also for medication.
Amidst all this, Diabe is yet to receive justice from Pioneer Easy Bus Company. Following the heart-wrenching accident, through his family, Diabe attempted to seek for justice and Pioneer Easy Bus Company was dragged to court. According to Diabe, at first, the legal process seemed like a walk in the park as they came this close to scope justice.
Your Pioneer Bus yakkiriza omusango magistrate court eyekira tikituufu namutomera.
For the driver, the matter was easy because he pleaded guilty and he compensated me as an individual. When it came to Pioneer Easy Bus Company, we faced some hiccups. We suspect there was some connivance between the company and some legal officers.
Diabe successfully challenged this ruling in the Court of Appeal. It is at this stage that the matter was taken to Supreme Court, this time round by Pioneer Easy Bus Company. With close to 2 years without justice in sight, yet still on a long and uncertain road to recovery, Diabe is worried that he might not live to taste justice.
It is now 2 years. We are still waiting for the ruling, but Pioneer Easy Bus Company still insists on not compensating me.
So,
If only they could exercise fairness and compassion, at least we should be compensated. We get a piece of land on which we can put up rentals to cater for school fees and for our children.
By the time of this report, we had been informed that Diabe is back at Mulago National Referral Hospital for a surgery on his bladder. According to the annual police report of 2022, a total of 21,473 people were victims of road accidents. Of these, 4,534 did not survive. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Well, we do compel the public to aid Diabe in any way they can. We'll be sharing some of those contacts later on. Now, the National Children Authority has also organized a community dialogue in Mbale City with religious leaders, police, cultural leaders, local council leaders to address the increasing number of street children. The National Children Authority boss, Martin Chiza, decried the increasing child neglect by parents. Now, at least over 2,025,000 children are on the streets across Uganda, up from 15,000 in 2014.
For discriminating against their children, besides neglect of responsibilities, which has increased the number of children on the streets. Probation Social Welfare Officer in charge of Industrial City Division, Kalenda Sarah, says in Mbale City, children between 5 to 17 years are ever on streets and are engaged in child labor.
In Mbale, we have so many children on streets, and it is becoming a big threat to our communities, to our service providers, and everyone around. The reason as to why these children are ending up on the street, the parents have forgotten their role as parents. There is a lot of domestic violence within the communities, and the children are the ones who suffer as a consequence.
This was during training by National Children Authority to align responsibility of police, parents, religious leaders and local leaders. The Executive Director, National Children Authority, Martin Kiza, appealed to parents to refocus their responsibility.
Most of the parents in the region have neglected, have not played their roles responsibly as parents, and that's why they say really that children have been running to the streets. We've also discovered that particularly the fathers do not really take much interest in knowing, getting to know what affects their children. Most of the parents, the male parents, the fathers.
Some leaders explained causes of children to run on the streets.
We're the ones torturing those children. If you hear from those children their stories, parents, take your responsibilities. We have free education. Take responsibility of taking care of your children. Buy food. It is hunger which is making even these children come to streets.
Meanwhile, leaders living in Jinja and Busoga districts also spoke about child abuse.
Abaami balesa amaka gaibwe. Abaami baleka amaka gaibwe eyo ifike.
The National Children Authority, led by Martin Kiza, gave them training and advice on how to deal with children's issues.
So parents, please, you must sit down, talk to the children, both of you, the mother and the father.
We found out that Mbale City is among the leading, especially in terms of the numbers. They have so many children who are on the streets. So
street children are homeless, and over 25,000 on streets in Uganda, 10,000 in Kampala, and 500 in Mbale City alone. Benon Mukwaya, Kayumba Stephen, UBC.
Now, in Karamoja, challenges of distant schools, poor infrastructure, insecurity, forced marriages and parental neglect have impeded student education completion. Educators have united to improve completion rates, responding to the call for collective action against challenges. More details in this report.
Lower primary classes in Karamoja are overcrowded with over 100 learners per class. This reduced significantly in higher grades, thus affecting completion rates. Poverty, negative cultural views, and lack of resources hinder education, worsened by inadequate infrastructure and water scarcity.
Child of 6 years of age living here in Akichumet, all of you know Akichumet, walking every day to Matani Primary School, that's about 10 kilometers. Can that child stay in school? That you are walking 10 kilometers, one journey, coming back 10 kilometers. You're walking about 20 kilometers every day. And that's why you see the dropout rate is high. Some of the children dropping out is because they cannot persist walking long distances to the nearest primary school.
Like lack of parental support, poor parental styles. Children are on their own, they want education, but the literacy of the parents bar them from. They don't really know.
Yeah, not every household will send the children to school. There are those that the parents will say, yes, let this one go and look after animals. Yes. Even in my family, as a district chairman, when my father made a decision to take me to school, there are those who are the firstborn and those behind me. All were taken to go and graze cows, look after animals.
But this population varies according to month. In the beginning of the year, around February, March, especially February, the enrollment is too high. But when it reaches March, the number drops, especially for the grown-up girls and boys. Why? Because they go to the gardens to help their parents dig or maybe graze the animals. That's one. Then around this season again, you find that this month, the crops are flowering in the gardens. So these very parents here tend to take back the children to take care of the crops by scaring birds.
Despite nationwide struggles, some students excel, but UNEB exam results from Kampala have worsened educational challenges in the region. Urgent action is needed to uplift education in Karamoja and raise completion rates, ensuring a brighter future for the youth.
Also thinking about putting in place ordinances and bylaws that will in the end be able to act as like a law that guards the child from getting out of school prematurely.
Effort from the LOC 5, LOC 3, LOC 2, LOC 1, SMC chairperson and its board, PTA and its board. So those people should have now what we call routine monitoring, joint monitoring, go back to school campaign, so that each man's voice or each woman's voice is heard.
Have affirmative action for Karamoja, and if not for Karamoja, at least for Nablatuk district, being a young district.
Compulsory, forceful, and free education.
Government has plans to establish vocational institutions at every sub-county as one of the ways to assist the rising number of students who drop out of school and can't have a decent living in the world of work. Now, many skills training centers have also been put up in place under State House, and these train young boys and girls that are seen restless and with no employment. Over the 5,000 youth that have been able to establish their own jobs in the field of home economics, bricklaying, among others. Now, these are some of the programs the State House has been able to put in place, and we have a detailed report.
This was contained in the speech by the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, Minister of Education and Sports, read for her by the Commissioner in charge of Teacher Education, Training and Development, Joseph Chikomeko, during the celebration of 20 years of St. Margaret College, Makerere Chikoni, of providing quality education.
A step further, through initiating the construction of our vocational studies facility. This infrastructure will greatly improve the quality of vocational training for our learners.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja extended her contribution for the construction of a new block and thanked Honorable Margaret Nantongo Ziwa for implementing President Museveni's call of skilling the young.
Despite the fact that you no longer have the other big job, you are still committed to serving your people. Ezo milioni 10 tandikira. Yamanya ago gonna gemulaba nkozesa oloza gange. Nechanga bwechanziwa naye. Amani galina we gava. Abakitegedde mu kikubire mu
The Minister of Kampala Metropolitan, Honorable Ms. Sakabanda, called upon Ugandans to be counted during the national census due to 10th to 19th May.
Okutubala fenna abali watulina okukkiriza batubale. Gavumenti etubala kubanga ina okuteekerateekera.
The proprietor of the school, as well the former Speaker of East African Legislative Assembly, Margaret Nantongo Ziwa, said the idea of establishing the college was to provide education to the disadvantaged young generation.
And he said in Kampala, what can we do? And the women on my left said, can we find or start a school? Will you support us? That's how St. Margaret started in 2000. It's an honor for us that we've walked this long journey since then to date.
St. Margaret College Makerere Chikoni have provided skills to over 156 students and have got WUBTEB certificates. Benon Mukwaya, Richard Chirembeka, UBC.
Welcome to the EFRIS Fact Checker, proudly brought to you by the Uganda Revenue Authority. Is the EFRIS a tax? EFRIS is not a tax. It stands for the Electronic Fiscal Receipting and Invoicing Solution, which is a platform designed to monitor the value-added tax VAT reported to the Uganda Revenue Authority by traders. By using EFRIS, you can eliminate the tedious process of managing records and enjoying the benefits of an efficient and streamlined system. Is EFRIS compulsory in Uganda? Only VAT-registered taxpayers who must issue e-invoices are required to use EFRIS for all transactions, whether exempt or taxable. Does the Uganda Revenue Authority expect me to use EFRIS when I'm not VAT registered? You can enroll for EFRIS voluntarily even if you are not VAT registered. This allows you to enjoy the benefits it offers to businesses. Have taxpayers been supported to use EFRIS? The Uganda Revenue Authority has a taxpayer education and support program that is comprehensive in its scope. The program aims to promote awareness among taxpayers about various strategic initiatives that the URA has implemented. How is the Commission agent, also known as the Omoyiribi, affected and assisted under EFRIS? If a common agent or Omoyiribi is registered for taxes, they are required to keep stock of the goods they sell and issue an electronic invoice. However, if a commission agent is not registered for VAT, they can sell the items as usual and provide a regular receipt. It is important to ensure that the receipt includes all necessary information, such as the business name, date, contact information, tax identification number, description of items, and the amount sold, among other details. What happens when the network or internet is down while using EFRIS? You can issue e-invoices using EFRIS app or desktop software, even in offline mode. However, you must connect to the internet within a week to upload the generated information to the system. What platforms are in place to enable you use EFRIS? The Uganda Revenue Authority has provided alternative channels and technology options that traders may choose from to use EFRIS. These include the EFRIS app on mobile smartphones, the desktop application, the URA web portal, the electronic fiscal device, and the system-to-system connection.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby Junior jelly.
So dried their chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Baby Junior. Baby Junior.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Naila Avenue. We now take you into the world of business. A strategic alliance has emerged among key stake agencies to promote global value addition with the Myoga circles to enhance competitiveness of locally made products in the global market. Now, Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and the Microfinance Support Center have joined forces to campaign a Myoga circles in Western Uganda.
Agencies including Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, and Uganda Registration Services Bureau has launched a comprehensive sensitization campaign aimed at promoting Myoga savings and credit cooperatives in Western Uganda. This campaign targets Myoga circles, emphasizing their role in enhancing local products' competitiveness in the global market. During the campaign launch, RDC and RCC of Mbarara hailed the Microfinance Support Center for its efforts, saying the initiative is timely.
It's about promotion of saving culture. That's why every Moga must have an association beginning from every parish. And all the savings are marshaled up to the single circle in every constituency.
Sell our products cheaply because we don't add value. And you cannot keep them for some time. And when you add value, you can even take these products outside the country and earn money.
Representatives from the participating state agencies emphasized the need for cooperatives to add value to their products and adopt best practices and quality standards.
We've also realized that we need to calibrate the equipment you're using. You're making bread, when you're weighing the flour, the wheat flour, your weighing scale must be able to give you the weights.
Microfinance Support Center emphasized the importance of equipping SACCO members with the necessary skills, knowledge, and resources to thrive economic transformation.
Addition, nisho turukwenda omumyoka. Kandi chinkwenda kubahameza abarabe barede. Rahamwe niza kumakinga sure ngo buyambe bwono murukwetaga kugera ngutu kore entunguka omu Uganda iri kwija kutuhereza mirumo kandi katuhereza n'ibintu by'obugiga government is committed kandi neza kukikora.
Participants are optimistic that this engagement will be fruitful.
We are very grateful to have got this training, especially to finance officers, to the RDC of Mbarara region and other microfinance officials who have equipped us with a lot of knowledge to support our program of Imyuga.
As we have learned, we are going to work very hard and we see that we register.
The campaign's success hinges on continued support, partnership, and commitment from all stakeholders, including government agencies, financial institutions, and the business community. Through sustained efforts and collective action, Emyoga SACCOs in Western Uganda are poised to contribute significantly to economic development, job creation, and market diversification in the region. Marion Awori and Susan Nabugude for UBC.
Okay. I do beg your pardon. The State Minister for Public Service, Grace Mary Mugasa, has called upon women to utilize the PDM Grow project funds, which help women to grow their capital. Now, she was speaking during the district's Women's Day on the theme Accelerating Gender Equality, Women Economic Empowerment in Bulisa. The minister told the people of Bulisa district that government has budgeted for an electronic fence to keep away elephants from destroying the crops.
The celebrations commenced with a marching parade by Uganda Police, UPDF, Uganda Wildlife Force, Uganda Prisons, women groups and school children. Total Energies and stakeholders in the oil and gas sector supported the Bulisa District belated Women's Day celebrations. State Minister for Public Service Grace Mary Mugasa called upon all women not to miss out on PDM and Grow project funds, which economically empower women. She was speaking during Women's Day celebrations at Katodio Playground Town Council in Bulisa District on the theme Accelerating Gender Equality and Women Empowerment.
Much as we have introduced PDM here, we cannot succeed if the elephants are still destroying their crops. Then we have also talked about other programs like the Grow project, which is intended to make women entrepreneurs enlarge their capital base. And we are going to train them so that they can benefit from this money.
Bulisa District Woman Member of Parliament Nora Bigirwa Mutiti said women must remain exemplary leaders as they strive to make prosperous families.
We want to be part of the theme for accelerating gender equality through economic empowerment. We have done this as leaders. I have done this moving in each and every village, empowering women economically.
Bulisa District MP Alana Tugonza appealed to stakeholders on job opportunities for the local community.
We have realized the outcry is too much. This oil and gas, be specific, the contractors, they are advertising jobs when they have already occupied them.
Chibale District Woman MP Noelina Kisembo urged women to be at the forefront in fostering development.
Economic empowerment that the NRM government has fought for is not for the women to subdue men, no. It is for both men and women in our families to work together and foster development.
Meanwhile, Bulisa women groups appreciated President Museveni for introducing PDM, Emyoga and Grow project. Abiona Francisco, UBC.
Mbarara District Chairperson Didas Tabaro has emphasized the pivotal role of skill acquisition in job creation, advocating for its integration into the curriculum of all educational institutions. The chairperson was at the Thanksgiving and annual school day celebrations at Buchiro Seed School in Buchiro Town Council, Mbarara District.
Skill our children, our youth, that even when he's out of school or when after graduation, he doesn't labor looking for jobs. He can always employ himself or herself.
Mbata mumujinya buchiro chumpine anuko akashatu omwako kwa 2022 anarawa minister Dr. Muriku Kaduchu omwizina lya first lady mukizuko twatandika nokurondera abana bayeterere nduru.
Before I say anything on that one, I would like to thank the NRM government for this wonderful facility it gave us, totaling to 2 billion shillings. And I want to thank His Excellency the President for initiating this program whereby even the poor can now educate their children.
Thanksgiving event, we celebrate our achievements. We thank the people that made us proud the previous year, and so that is why you're seeing the mood is of excitement.
And then on the international scene, women from ATMI's force contributing countries set up to ensure peace in Somalia after the Al-Shabaab attacks terrorized Somalia have applauded the UN and ATMIS for providing them with experience and job opportunities. We had an engagement with them in Somalia where they drive Mambas, armored vehicles used in warfare.
Chantelo wa Maria, an individual police officer attached to a group police station in Uganda, and an inspector of police in ATMI's force, a resident of Kisoro, prepares to start her daily routine as a Mamba driver. Wa Maria first analyzes the condition of her car from the outer look, checking the tires before entry.
You see, when we are setting off our cars,
Okay. Wa Maria, before starting the engine, first cross-checks with the interior system.
goes above 6, that's when I know now that my car is ready to start.
To ascertain her capability, I went on to a road drive with her in various camps in Mogadishu. She says she initiated the idea from fellow women whom she met do the same job upon arrival in Somalia.
They always train us for 2 weeks. And if you are interested, when you are interested in learning something, you don't need a lot of time to learn. So they train us for only 2 weeks. But because we drive them daily, you keep gaining experience.
Even though she does the job with passion, she lives in miserable threat of attacks anytime.
They do, because they are always there on the road, but we always maneuver. We always maneuver them. We love them. We drive slowly. When they refuse to go off-road, we have to give them time.
Despite the experience and skills given to her by ATMIS, Wa Maria will miss the opportunity to drive this type of vehicle when she returns home, as the local police doesn't permit this.
Because even in Uganda, we don't have ladies who drive these big cars. Yes. But unfortunately, maybe in Uganda, they don't allow officers to drive. You can't be a police driver when you're an officer. That's the unfortunate part of it. But if they would allow us, I would be very happy to drive those big cars in police.
Maria, however, cites challenges she faces in the execution of her work.
Civilians who see us around here, we don't normally talk to them because we are just passing through. So we don't talk to them. But
Dorcas Ndagwa from Kenya lauded Artemis for the opportunity granted to her, which has seen her progress in life.
Driving members, especially for me, it's a great opportunity because back home, I've never had this chance of driving such big vehicles. Despite us having them, it is considered as vehicles for men only. So for me, it's a big opportunity. I've had the exposure, the experience. I've been driving them here for 3 months. We thank God.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
We've hit refresh with Castle Light. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label for a crisp and easy drinking beer. Fresh new look. Experience the fresh Newcastle Light.
Welcome back. We now delve into the world of sports. Uganda Woodball Federation has hosted its second outing of the Buganda Land Board sponsored league, and it was at the University of Kisubi along Entebbe Road. More details in this report.
% club's attendance has been witnessed at the second outing of the Buganda Land Board sponsored Uganda Woodball Federation League, hosted at University of Kisubi along Entebbe Road.
This is our first time to host the Woodball League, and I think so far everything is moving well. Our strength, first of all, is on our ground. When you look at the ground, it is very good. It is well slashed and it is a bit flat, so it is good for bowlers, and I'm sure they have not found a very big challenge in the ground.
In the action, Kampala International University's Tone Sechene bettered all men, with Moses Agab of Kampala University and Stroke Woodball Club's Thomas Keddy in second and third respectively. In the women's category, Ndeje University player Alvera Mukama Arinda was number 1. University of Kisubi's Babi Naroga second, and Lilian Zawed of Kampala University third. Uganda Woodball Federation President Paul Mark Kayongo graced the occasion and was elated by the quality and quantity.
The performance is high, the players are very motivated, the turn-up is good, and we are very grateful to our various stakeholders, especially the club owners who give the support to their clubs and the players to see that they participate at this level.
In the club's standings, Prisons dominated the day with 18 points, Stroke in second on 16, and Kampala International University in third on 15 among the men. In the women's standing, Ndeje University was atop with 18 points, followed by Ministry of Public Service and Kampala University on 16 and 15 points respectively. Ahead of the third round on 11th May, Prisons and Stroke Woodball Club topped the men's standings with 25 points, while Ndeje University sits pretty with 27 among the ladies.
More from our sports news. The corporate sports network has witnessed its second outing hosted at Luzira Maximum Prison's ground. Details in this report.
The corporate sports network, which is the body charged with organizing various corporate bodies into sports competition, has witnessed its second outing. It was hosted at Luzira Maximum Prison's ground and continues to grow by leaps and bounds.
It's a steady progress, if I can say, because we started with 28 companies the last outing. Right now we have 37. So as we progress, the thing will be much better.
Corporate Sports Network thus far is still only about football, but will grow to accommodate other disciplines like volleyball, basketball, swimming, athletics, and fun games.
The Corporate Sports Network, we simply come here to enhance and enlarge our social capital. You come here, you meet people, and in Corporate Sports Network, you have value for money, accountability, and everything. By the time you leave here, you'll have talked to your next future employees, employers, and staff, and friends. We just here to network and have fun.
What makes this unique? Of course, it's the organization. That is one thing. Two, the passion. That's why it is unique. To me, those are two distinctive things that make this league unique.
In some of the games played, there were victories for Uganda Red Cross, DFCU Bank, National Social Security Fund, and Uganda Revenue Authority that prides in this.
It's very helpful to us because it helps us network with our stakeholders and also share some tax education literature with them to be able to build bond with them, and also a wellness issue to be able to be fit and basically catch up with our friends and our relatives and other organizations.
Others that won are Rubaga Hospital, DTB Bank and Case Hospital that came into this round atop the standings.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight, but please do join us at 10 o'clock for another bulletin. My name is Wadulo, Mark Arnold, Mugalo Muhammad on Sign Language. See you at 10.
Areas around Lake Victoria Basin had cloudy conditions. My name is Juliet Nanteza with the latest weather updates from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. When we take a look at the satellite imagery today, it shows that the rain belt is widely spread. That's why we are having these rains in various areas. In the morning central, we expect to wake up with light showers along Lake Victoria Basin. Elsewhere, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals. Eastern, we expect to wake up with light showers in most areas. The western stretch, we expect to wake up with light showers in most areas, apart from areas around Masindi, where we expect to wake up with sunny intervals. In the north, we expect to wake up with light showers in most areas, apart from Arua, where we expect sunny intervals. Later on in the afternoon, maximum temperatures are expected to rise to 25 along Lake Victoria Basin in central, 27 for Nakasongola and 26 for Murende with isolated showers. Eastern, we expect a maximum of 28 along Lake Victoria Basin. Soroti, we expect a maximum of 29 with isolated showers. The western stretch, we expect a maximum of 29 for Kasese. Masindi and Mbara, we expect a maximum of 27. And Kabale Highlands, we expect a maximum of 23 with light showers. In the north, we expect a maximum of 29 in the Karamoja region. Elsewhere, we expect a maximum of 30 with light showers. For world forecast, Doha, we expect a maximum of 33. Lagos, we expect a maximum of 34. Washington, we expect a maximum of 32. And Beijing and London, we expect a maximum of only 16 with cloudy conditions. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Have a blessed week ahead.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.